What's up, everybody? Welcome to After the Final Whistle, football talk with Jon and Montel. This is episode number 17. My name's Montel. My co-host is Jon. Hey, man, we're coming up on the playoffs. How we?
Uh, you know, Feeling pretty good. Packers are getting some players back that's been out for a while. So we'll see if that helps motivate them on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, don't hurt to be the one seed with the bye week either, too.
No, it does not. How about you? How you feeling about the playoffs?
Well, I think I said Bills and Buccaneers our podcast, so I'm not doing too good in the prediction department. It's the big game that matters in my mind. So, yeah, I'm excited to see if we can call our shots and get them back in, get back in our ducks in a row here. So,
Right.
injuries. I know there's not a whole bunch of teams left playing for the injury report.
The only big news that I saw, Clyde Edwards-Helaire has been ruled out with a shoulder injury. And then if the Steelers get out of this upcoming weekend, they got Juju Smith possibly coming back for the playoff run. But other than that, that's all I got.
Yeah. Comment on the Steelers a little bit. Big Ben is pretty much going on record saying that we don't even belong in the playoffs and we're just going to go out and have fun. So I doubt if they had any injuries that were back, it mattered much. I don't think they expect to make much noise. So
yeah, but I saw a stat, I believe, with TJ Watt playing 60% or more of snaps, they're like 8-2.
Oh, and when he plays less, they did much worse.
Yeah, so I mean, never say never. Any given Sunday, right?
Yeah, I mean, the Chiefs aren't unbeatable by any stretch of the imagination. The Buccaneers did it in dominant fashion. I never say never. They have Pittsburgh has a matchup in terms of like defensive line talent comparable to what. So they can probably rattle Mahomes a little bit. It's just if their offense can do things. So.
I mean, like I said, never say never.
Nope.
But yeah, like I said, not much on the injury front. So what do you have on the news?
It was Black Monday, which is like the polar opposite of Black Friday. People lose their jobs. So, and there's also a little bit of Deshaun Watson news. So his offer allegedly came out. This is a report from Yahoo Sports, and it's a direct quote. The Daily Beast has exclusively obtained one of these settlement offers from Watson's to an accuser. He's the sign turning him down. You can read the statement offer here. In the settlement offer, Watson denies all such claims and liabilities, including the facts alleged by the accuser. The $100,000 payment is meant to, quote unquote, buy peace. If the accuser were to accept, they would then agree to dismiss within 24 hours and adhere to strict confidentiality non-disparaging clause containing provisions such as will not speak, will not write, or publicly or privately in social media posts, blog posts, articles, or any other media or forum on except. There's a little bit. That's kind of like the key part of it. I'm not going to say, I'm not here to say guilty or not guilty. All I'm just is present the facts. So it's come out what he's the 100K and to keep your mouth shut. Oh, I wanted to play out more before I give on that. So
Yeah, I mean, I have one, but I'm going to keep it until more facts come out because just how it sounds right now doesn't sound good.
No, I'll say this. there is not a reason to believe people when it comes to that stuff, but people's like for like false accusations too. So we'll like I said, we'll let the legal process play out, and we'll comment probably in 3 years when they actually finish like litigation on it. So I'll move on to some of the firings we got. So the Dolphins weirdly fired Brian Flores. The Texans fired David Culley after one season. Bears fired Matt Nagy. Giants fired. The Vikings fired Mike Zimmer. Broncos fired Vic Fangio. We discussed a few weeks ago the Jags fired Urban Meyer towards the end of the season, and John Gruden resigned from the Raiders. In terms of manager firings, there are three that I'm aware of as of the 15th of January. David Gettleman didn't actually get fired. He retired. We talked about that. We called that, said he had to go. Ryan Pace was fired, and so was Rick Spielman for the Minnesota Vikings. I want to talk about
I was not aware of the Vikings.
of which one?
The Vikings GM. Only news I saw was Zimmer. So that's surprising.
They fired them both. Package deal. They fired them both, which is weird because from what I understand, the plan was originally just to and keep Spielman, and I don't know who's like cornflakes he pissed in or what. You know, the last couple of weeks of the season, they kind of changed course on that. But most of these don't really surprise me. The two that do are Brian Flores and David Culley. He had one season as like the Texans head coach, and he won 4 games. Literally set up for failure. He couldn't get his own offensive or defensive staff together. Most of them are left over from Bill O'Brien. So it just seems like to me somebody trying to save face. Yeah, we went 4-12 or 4-13 because they didn't win very many games this year. But what with there's nothing. It's devoid of any kind of like talent in any of the positions that matter. So I would have gave him a couple of seasons to turn it around. And Flores was turning it around in Miami.
Yeah, those are the two that surprised me too. More so Flores because I think the Dolphins won like 8 of the last 9 games or something like that. So like,
yeah,
it's
they
not
ended
like
up being
they're
9-8. I
doing
think.
bad.
No, they weren't doing terrible. I mean, they've been rebuilding. You know, they've traded all their key players away for picks. You can't really somebody for not. You don't give them anything to work with, so he won't be jobless for very long. I heard that the Texans are actually looking to hire Brian Flores. They actually fired David Culley after Flores became available.
Oh, I wonder if they're like if he is available, like if he's their number one option for the position.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like the general manager, somebody high up in their organization is like real close to Flores. So yeah, he'll probably be his new head coach. I'm sure they'd love to have him. I think he's a good coach personally. So
I think he is too. Not a Dolphins fan, but what he's done for the Dolphins organization.
with shit.
Yeah, but at the same time, when you like fire your head coach, put now the JV team on the pro level, come on, man.
You not only put this JV team out there, but you almost make the playoffs with into a time. Who was the scrub?
Oh, I was talking about Coley.
Oh, it's both. It's bad for both.
Yeah. So I mean, I feel bad for Coley. He did the best he could with, Cooks and end of list.
Like literally no number one option anywhere, no quarterback. Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully he finds a else that's not a complete shitstorm. Trayvon Diggs, cornerback one over Jalen Ramsey. Jalen Ramsey's cornerback two on the first team. Diggs
Right.
from the Cowboys, Ramsey from the Rams. Uh, Kevin Byard and Jordan Poyer, I believe, plays for the Bills. That rounds out your first team. Um, you got any one that surprised you at all?
Um, Diggs, surprised me. Yeah, I know he had like a ton of interceptions, but he also was like giving up the most yards too.
Yeah, he his style is he's going to pick off the short ball or get burned for a touchdown. There's like no in between. And he also gave like 1,000 yards this year, so I'm surprised. I'm not mad. I guess you get the production, 11, 12 picks. It's kind of hard not to be an all pro, but first team I think so a little up there
Yeah.
for somebody that
But
yards this year.
yeah, the one that, in a good way surprised me. Devondre Campbell. He had a hell of a season. I think he's the first linebacker taken as the on the first All Pro since like Ray Nitschke.
Nitschke, that's a move. The 60, 70
Um,
time ago.
yeah.
I can rattle off the second team, and one of these is really going to surprise you, and you're going to be like, "Why did they do that?" So, team offense, quarterback Tom Brady, Buccaneers, running back, no selection.
Huh?
Yeah, no selection. No one voted anyone. Second team like running back. It just says selection. Wide receiver one on the second team, Justin Jefferson from the Vikings. Wide receiver two, Jamar Chase from the Bengals, rookie. Travis Kelce from the Rashawn Slater, left tackle for the Chargers. He's also a rookie, made second team All Pro. Quentin Nelson, second team All Pro at left guard. Corey Linsley, second team All Pro at center from the Chargers. Wyatt Teller from the Browns at right guard. Lane Johnson at right tackle. The edge player is Robert Quinn from the Bears. Interior defensive line, Chris Jones from the Chiefs. Interior defensive lineman, Jeffrey Simmons from the Titans. Max Crosby is the other edge player from the Raiders. Your linebackers are Mario Davis from the Saints, Roquan Smith from the Bears, Bobby Wagner from the Seahawks. Cornerback one, C. Jackson from the Patriots. Quarterback two, A.J. Terrell from the Falcons. And there was apparently a three-way tie at safety. So you have Justin Simmons from the Broncos, Micah Hyde from the Bills, and Buda Baker from the Cardinals.
Alrighty.
Yeah, no selection. Like was it wasn't that bad a season for running backs this year, was it?
No. I mean, you could have had Joe Mixon, Najee Harris, um, Zeke, Aaron Jones.
So Nick Chubb. So Jonathan Taylor rushed for 1,811 yards and 18 touchdowns. Right. The next closest person in yard, 1,259 and 8 touchdowns. Um, I I don't know. I mean, you could Chubb, Mixon, Harris, and then Cook are rounding out the top five. One of those folks could have been voted as a second team running back. So I was like, man, how do you not pick anybody? It's kind of let me just spit in your face.
Yeah. So I don't get it.
Yeah, that's all I've got. In terms, let me give me a second here. Let me talk about our predictions from last week. So looks like you're 32 and 14 overall. Last week you went 3 and 0. I'll read off your scores before I tell you your record. You predicted the Bengals Browns 17-21. They lost 16-21. That's a good score. But good trick there. Almost got it spot on. It's like a 4 this year. You predict beat the Raiders 24-21. They lost 32-35. Predict would beat the Lions 35-21. They lost 30-37. So that's it's 1 and 2 for the week.
Yeah, I had a Montel week.
Yep, very for me. You know, I'm used to failing at my part-time job here. You know. So, overall for me, I'm sitting at 21 and 25, 1 and 2 last week. I said the Steelers would beat the Ravens 24-22. They won 16-13. The 49ers would lose to the Rams 10-28. The 41 27-24. Would lose to the Vikings 17-19. The Bears lost 7 2-1 for the week. I can get over the hump. I can get back to being positive here, or at least break even.
You can.
Look, there's hope. We've still got games left. We're gonna run out of games eventually, but so you got the NFL games this week. Eagles at Bucks, 49ers at Cowboys.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and take Buccaneers over the Eagles. 28-24. Niners and Cowboys game. Oh boy.
It can either be one of these teams can be like a 1-point game.
I mean, and I can see it going either way too.
Exactly. That's tough.
I'm going to say Cowboys over the 49ers. 21-17.
Oh.
Then we have the Cardinals versus Rams. Didn't they play earlier in the season?
They're in the same division.
Do we know how those other two games played out this year?
Hold on. All right. For the Cardinals won 20. Hold on. 37-20. And then let me get to they lost 23-30. So both pretty close games.
Yeah, I was seeing if because it's almost impossible to beat a team 3 times in a season.
Yeah. So they split it.
I'm going to say Cardinals over Rams, 33-28.
All right. So I've got the A wildcard game. So that's the Raiders at Bills, Patriots at Bills, and Steelers at Chargers. I'm pretty sure I had this Raiders Bengals matchup earlier, and I got it.
You did. I would say put my money on the Bengals the way they've been playing.
Yeah, then the Raiders kind of like a high after winning that game last week. So I'm gonna say Raiders 21-5. So the Patriots have to go to Buffalo. They games this year. I don't have probably keep up with the Bills. I'll say 17, 31 Bills.
So you're calling for a lot of blowouts. Okay.
Yeah. Steelers at Chiefs. We talked about it a little bit earlier. Not even in like the same given Sunday. Uh, I'm going to say this is probably going to be a close game. 21-24 Chiefs.
Okay.
That scheduled. You got anything else you want to cover?
Um, kind of a little bit of a trivia question.
Yeah, shoot.
Um, how many losing seasons has Mike Tomlin had?
0. The worst he's ever
Okay.
done was 8-8.
Yeah. Like that's insane.
Yeah,
He's been the head coach for how many years?
15 seasons, and that's the one good thing about like being. If you get the Steelers head coach job, they will ride with you until like the wheels fall off. You have to like step down, head coach.
Yeah.
Will rock with you. So
His,
he's won 2 Super Bowls, man. He's Hall of Fame coach.
he is 162 and 93 as a head coach.
So you're telling me he would literally have to lose for 4.5 seasons to get under 500?
Basically.
That is pretty freaking remarkable. I'm not gonna lie. Fun fact: do you know what coaching staff he came from before he got that job?
Yeah, the Vikings.
Yeah, and they didn't hire him. Freaking
Nope.
idiots. I'm apathetic. That's pathetic. But he's got 2. We've got none. I'll suck it
Yeah.
up.
Do you know how many 1,000-yard receiving yards or 1,000 yards receiving seasons Mike Evans has?
It are we, is it like total or like consecutive?
Um, total.
So he's been in the league since 2014, something like that.
Uh,
I'm gonna say he's had 9.
um, close. 8.
8.
He is just the 6th player in NFL history to have 1,000 yards in 8 consecutive seasons.
Do you happen to have the rest of them?
You have Jerry Rice with 10,
I figured, yeah.
Tim Brown with 9,
Mm-hmm.
Marvin Harrison with 8,
That's somewhat shocking, but not shocking.
Chris Carter with 8,
Yeah, he was. So I'm not surprised there.
and Torrey Holt with 8.
Really not surprised there because that would have been like the greatest show on turf years, right?
Yes.
Man, he Torrey Holt was. Yeah,
Um,
this week I couldn't already done, so I didn't get you one. Sorry.
that's fine. These were just ones that I kind of had off the top of my head.
Oh no, you're good.
So
Yeah.
he has had 8 seasons in a row. I don't think he's had a season since he's been drafted where he hasn't had 1,000 yards.
I don't think so. Even like his first year, touchdown just snatching up some of these veteran corners, make them look stupid.
Yeah.
And he's
So,
also
I mean,
a team player too. He pretty much said when they signed Brady, take money from whatever year you want him to work. We want him here, So he's a good person.
yeah. I mean, I just like to do it 2 seasons in a row is unheard of, but to not have a season where you have not gotten 1,000 yards is insane.
Yeah, there are some great. I don't think he has had like more than like 4 in a row. Just because he entire season and Mike Evans is very many games. If I could say, he's probably missed 10 total.
Yeah.
He's tougher than a $2 steak. You know what those old folks say.
Yeah, but just came across this. He finished with 1,035 yards on the season, 8th consecutive year he's topped 1,000 yards, an NFL record to begin a career.
I'm shocked, but I'm not shocked. See, some of the quarterbacks he had were not good at all. Just terrible. And then you had Jameis. I can't receptions and 30 touchdowns in the season. Winston.
I mean, he
Brady.
Yeah, like he doesn't get enough talk, so I just wanted to bring him up for a minute.
Oh yeah,
he doesn't seem to get the same love as Devontae Adams, Julio Jones, those type of players. Yet he's on their level, or possibly even a little bit better.
Yeah, I was gonna say better than Adams, but the last like 3 seasons definitely better than Julio. Like no questions asked.
Yeah. Like, could you imagine starting an NFL draft, or not NFL, fantasy draft off with getting like Devontae Adams as your wide receiver 1 and Mike Evans as your 2?
I mean, I could, but I would never draft as my problem. So.
And this is why you never win.
I almost won if my team supposed to do, in the playoffs, but I'm gonna slide, big dog. I'm gonna let it slide.
Almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, sir.
I mean, while technically true, I'm patient. So maybe I'll win when.
Yeah, I doubt that.
Haters gonna hate.
Hey, just because you knocked me down to 4th place, I'll move on.
I'll move on. I'll move on and draft third.
But yeah, no, that was the last little bit I had, was just like those 2 small trivia questions.
Good man. Well, that's gonna be it for this episode, y'all. As always, thanks for listening. If you want to submit a question, you can do it through after gmail.com as like an email. You can also submit a voicemail. Well, it should be a link wherever you found the podcast to submit a voicemail. We're also available on Apple Spotify, Breaker, Google Podcasts, and Pocket Cast. If you want us on another platform, just shoot us an email and let us know. There's John, and that's all we got for this week. Peace.
Until next time, everybody, take care.
We'll be right back with a quick message from one of our sponsors. I get asked quite a bit how John and I went about spinning up a podcast so quick. We use an application or a platform called Anchor. It has the tools that allow you to upload and record your podcast right from your phone or your computer. I've done both, and they're really quick and simple to use. When hosting a podcast on Anchor, you can distribute it quickly on various platforms such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Breaker, and Pocket Cast. It has everything you need all in one place, and best of all, it's completely free. Download the Anchor app from your Play Store or your Apple Store, or go to anchor.fm to get started today.